Thank you for joining us for this look at the best original reporting from KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Coming up, after a year of mystery, one of the many deaths at local jails is now being questioned as a possible homicide. What are we learning now about the case? Is it part of the soundtrack of a vibrant neighborhood or a public nuisance? One North County city debates if there's a place for backyard skate ramps. And what were those big booms we've heard in San Diego recently? A sound expert explains what might be going on with our local military. Well, first off, we wait and see if the Supreme Court will allow a big part of our country to get a break on their student loans. Our education reporter MG Perez went to SDSU as a plan to forgive some debts hangs in the balance.
Annie Choi is serving up coffee at the BCB Cafe here on the campus of San Diego State University. It's her part-time job while she carries a course load of 22 units this semester working on a business degree. She admits she's stressed about finances and student loans coming from a middle-class Orange County family.
I feel like the middle class is such like an awkward space between like lower and upper, especially because I don't get like as much aid as I need, and I'm like literally working a minimum wage job that doesn't like provide as much as I need it to.
This spring semester, Choi paid $4,000 in tuition and is paying $2,000 a month in rent. Like many other students here at SDSU, she relies on financial aid and loans. And like many of these students, she's also qualified for the Biden loan forgiveness, up to $20,000.
I pay taxes, and I feel like that should like go towards my student loans. And if the president is just like trying to help us out, I think that he should be able to.
Amirani Calderon and Jansley Flores are just getting started on their college journey. They are juniors at the Price High School for students from low-income families looking to become the first in their family to attend college. Today, they join their classmates in taking a tour of San Diego State. Both have big plans for their careers.
I like to be a neonatal surgeon, so work on babies after they're born.
Well, I was looking at like medical technician or like an anesthesiologist.
That could eventually cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in tuition once they graduate from high school next year. For now, they want the Supreme Court to hear their arguments.
Well, I don't think you should have to pay to go to school to pursue a career and be something in life where you want to give back to your community.
I would tell them to think more about what the students might be dealing with or like in their personal lives. So like everyone has a different story, everyone's going through different things and different struggles.
The California State University system has supported the Biden forgiveness plan from the beginning for students in need at all its campuses. In an online statement, CSU Interim Chancellor Jolene Coaster said, with even less debt, these students and our recent alumni will be better positioned to strengthen the California workforce and communities throughout the state as they pursue their professional and personal dreams. We will continue to work with our federal leaders to advance this effort. And Annie Choi will continue working part-time at the cafe, hoping those federal leaders are able to keep their promise to help her. MG Perez, KPBS News.
Simply getting through school these days is a lot different than the experience of past generations. Jacob Ayer shows us how tech is changing everyday assignments and the ethical questions that come with it.
Picture an online technology that, with a little human prompting, can write, code, create images and audio, and even make videos almost as good as we can. That's now a reality. They're called generative artificial intelligence systems.
AI refers to the development of computer systems that can perform tasks that usually require human intelligence.
University of San Diego professor Anna Marbit explains how one of them works.
You say, "Hi, ChatGPT, how are you doing today?" And ChatGPT produces a probability for many different responses and then picks basically the highest probability response, and that's what it spits out.
Hello. As an AI language model, I don't have emotions like humans do, but I'm functioning well and ready to assist you.
ChatGPT is the most famous version of generative AI. It's only been out since November, but already has more than 100 million users, including many high school and college students.
And I would say students who are actively using it, at least, maybe for one assignment a week, could probably a third to a half.
Manu Agni is a senior at UC San Diego. He says many students won't admit to using the AI tools because they feel guilty or they're unsure if it will get them in trouble. In fact, UC San Diego sent out a letter to students about artificial intelligence systems.
Basically, they said if a professor isn't explicitly allowing it, it's not allowed. It's considered cheating.
Agni says some UCSD professors have kept it banned, while others have given it a partial or full green light. Marbut says while the text-based systems can sound convincingly human, they're not perfect.
Well, it is not necessarily helpful to be afraid of AI.
The model can give false answers, can give answers that they actually are not supposed to give. So they've also been trained to, not give harmful answers to questions. But you can trick them depending on how you prompt them.
Like any powerful tool, AI can also be misused.
AI is also causing a stir in the art world.
All of the copies of your face walk into a bar.
Some local artists like Beck Haberstroh apply the technology in their work, but there is controversy over the way the systems are used.
They're trained oftentimes on the work of artists or writers who are not being credited or compensated for that work. And so to me, that's a concern with how these kinds of programs might impact the arts community, broadly speaking.
While some local artists are using generative AI to help create digital images and physical paintings, Haberstroh's works often question the ethics of the fast-growing technology.
Who's well represented, who's not represented, who's made more visible by them, who's made less visible by them. So I think there's a lot of potential for exploitation the more and more that we use these programs.
Agni compares the current quality of ChatGPT's writing to a talented sophomore in high school, but he says it notably can't do citations just yet. Still, Agni says its use goes beyond the classroom.
For college application essays, for applications to graduate school, job applications, scholarships, writing samples for a creative job. I mean, this thing has infinite uses.
Marbut says rules and regulations for generative AI will be key as the technology is here to stay. But she did want to clarify one thing to people who are wary or scared about the so far unregulated technology.
But I don't think that we as a society need to be worried about, general artificial intelligence at this point. I think we're still a long ways off from that.
And while UC San Diego warns against using AI, Agni sees it as a tool rather than cheating. Plus, he says, there's pressure to embrace generative AI or risk falling behind.
I mean, I don't use it to complete assignments, but certainly when I've had writer's block or when I've needed some inspiration on a topic, it's too tempting.
Marbut says the technology could impact many fields in San Diego over the coming years, such as business, science, healthcare, and even the media. But just to be clear, ChatGPT didn't help me write this story. And for now, I'm happy about that.
How can I help you today?
Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
And you can have stories like Jacob sent straight to your mobile device. Our feature reporting, daily headlines, and the KPBS Arts Calendar are just some of the content that we offer as a newsletter. You can sign up anytime at kpbs.org. It took nearly a year for San Diego County to update us on one of the many in-custody deaths inside its jails. And as Kitty Alvarado reports, there are even more questions now into why and how it happened.
46-year-old Lonnie Newton Rupert was found unresponsive in his cell at the San Diego Central Jail on March 17th of last year. He was taken to the hospital where he died. The initial report in 2022 did not give a cause of death, but did describe the National City resident as a repeat offender that had to be supervised. Now, nearly a year later, the medical examiner's report says Rupert suffered from severe mental illness and at the time of his death had pneumonia, malnutrition, dehydration, and COVID. His death has been declared a homicide.
The medical examiner, the deputy medical examiner, is not going to list something as a homicide if she is not convinced that it is, hands down.
Paul Parker is the executive officer of the County Citizens Law Enforcement Review Board. He used to be a medical examiner and investigator. He says these decisions aren't made lightly.
External factors played a role in the death. That's really what it comes down to. And that That should not have happened, that someone had a duty to provide care, and that did not happen in this case. If we had jurisdiction over the medical care providers, that we would get the full picture of the deaths that are occurring.
The autopsy report says Rupert had a history of mental illness and refused treatment and care multiple times. He was one of nearly 24 people who died in custody of the Sheriff's Department last year. Sheriff Kelly Martinez says she ran on a platform of improving conditions inside the jails and on transparency. She says she immediately released the report when her office received it. But the most important thing to her is the victim's family.
First and foremost, I just want to say that my heart goes out to Mr. Rupert's family, his loved ones, and anyone who really is affected by this death.
Next, she says, if indeed this is a homicide, then the investigation she started last year that is yet to be completed will find that too.
Our homicide unit will finish their investigation and submit that to the district attorney for review. We're also going to be submitting that to the U.S. attorney.
Martinez says that about 10% of the jail's population need medical decisions made for them, but they can't legally do that.
We need to develop, new ways of helping these folks. Someone else needs to make the medical decisions on their behalf to keep them safe.
Martinez says she's committed to compassionate care for everyone in custody and feels that a separate facility for inmates with mental health issues would be the solution. They're in the process of hiring a consultant to see if that can be possible. Kitty Alvarado, KPBS News.
The past 3 years of the pandemic has burned out frontline staff and in one case burned through finances. And that's what's going on at the El Centro Regional Medical Center. Imperial County was one of the hardest hit in California by COVID-19. Health reporter Matt Hoffman updates us on the plan to get this essential community resource back on track.
El Centro Regional Medical Center is in a financial crisis. This week, its board approved a plan to have UC San Diego Health take over day-to-day operations for at least the next year.
If Imperial Valley lost their hospital systems, it would be devastating to that region.
UC San Diego Health CEO Patty Mason says her team has partnered with the Imperial County Hospital since 2015. They've been helping with critical care and running the emergency department. She says they felt a responsibility to do more and make sure the region's largest hospital doesn't shut its doors.
That was our concern, is that if we couldn't create some breathing room to get to something that makes sense long term, that the hospital would be at risk at closing.
El Centro Regional is one of just 2 hospitals in the county. Its chief medical officer says there have been financial issues brewing.
This is one of the poorest counties in the nation, and reimbursement, it's mostly Medi-Cal and Medicare, Medi-Medi. So essentially, the hospital, every time we admit a patient, we're actually losing money at El Centro Regional Medical Center.
With UCSD Health stepping in, El Centro Regional can continue borrowing money with the long-term goal of financial stability. One idea is combining the hospital with the county's other medical center, Pioneers Memorial Hospital.
If you're going to have a plan for the Imperial Valley, it needs to have both hospitals involved and doing shared services, and each hospital concentrating on what it can do best instead of duplication.
Combining health systems could mean the creation of a new county-wide healthcare district, which would use taxes to help cover expenses. El Centro's mayor says there's a study underway to see exactly how that could work, and it would require voter approval. Imperial County can't afford to lose either of their hospitals.
We're in a very rural area, so when we talk about the closest hospital would be Yuma, Arizona, which is 60 miles away, in the Palm Springs, Coachella area, which is another, 70 miles away, and then also taking a look at the San Diego area, that's 110 miles away.
El Centro Regional Medical Center closed its labor and delivery department earlier this year. Under the plan, UCSD Health would run the hospital until a long-term solution is put in place, something that could take up to 18 months. Matt Hoffman, KPBS News.
And here are some of the most read stories this week at kpbs.org. What's going on with the loud window rattling booms that we've heard in the past few days? We'll have that one for you a bit later. Also, the weather. See our trip to Cuyamaca Outdoor School for a rare day in the snow for 6th graders. And neighbors in Vista feud over backyard skateboard ramps. Here's Alexander Wynn to tell us why the city is getting involved.
If you want this in your backyard in Vista, then expect to shell out some big bucks for a permit. The Vista City Council recently approved an update to the city's code.
That item passes unanimously,
requiring residents who want to build a big skateboard ramp in their backyards to apply for a minor use permit. That permit will cost nearly $3,400. It will also specify the times the ramps could be used. Vista Deputy Mayor Karina Contreras says she voted in favor of the updated code to give neighbors peace of mind.
Having to go through a minor use permit allows the city to check for conformity, to check for those safety precautions.
This all started because neighbors complained about Ivandro Meneses' ramp in his backyard. He's had it for more than 10 years without a problem, he says, until some new neighbors moved in.
We always try to accommodate the timings to skate, to not interrupt them to do any things on their yards or, noisy-wise. And for some reason, in the last 3-4 months, it just flipped. I don't know what happened.
Other neighbors say problems have been bubbling up for years. Tom Payne has lived here for more than 30 years. He's asked that his face not be shown on camera.
I submitted evidence to the city of Vista showing me in back of a camera in my yard there in the summer, and I'm holding the decibel meter like this so people can read it, and I have my face on camera, and outside it was more than 70 decibels.
This is what 70 decibels sound like. Some neighbors, like Elizabeth Shabazi, says the noise doesn't bother them.
They use it sporadically, like maybe a few times a day, but it never goes on for an hour or hours.
While the Vista City Council had much rather neighbors settle disputes among themselves, the issue highlighted some shortcomings in the city codes.
We're not just looking at this instance, but what this instance could become in the future, right? Is there going to be a proliferation of skate ramps, right? How is that going to affect our residents here in Vista?
The ordinance really only applies to backyard ramps that are 6 feet tall or more, such as this one. It will go into effect next month. In Vista, Alexander Wynn, KPBS News.
Andrea Overturf is a symphony musician, but that didn't satisfy her creativity, so she started making sculptures from things that she found at swap meets. Now her hobby has become a second career, and she is one of the official represented artists at the Studio Door in Hillcrest. KPBS arts reporter Beth Accomando created this video portrait of the artist.
Source from flea markets like Kobe's here in San Diego. I never quite know what I'm going to find there, which is part of the adventure. I like something that generally looks old, unusual, eclectic, has a lot of character and shape to it, movement. But I also have a lot of friends that give me stuff. It's like only me would get a delivery backstage of doll parts at a concert. I have a hearty background in horror, and I guess something about dolls I just gravitate towards. I can't quite explain it. I just find them intriguing. I have learned that rubber is a little bit difficult to work with. I can't use like blow torches and things like that on it. If I really want to paint something, sculpt on top of it, put it in the oven and bake it with polymer clay, then it needs to be porcelain. When I do pieces, sometimes I know exactly what I want to do right away, like in the case of this typewriter. I found this typewriter at Kobe's swap meet. I instantly knew I wanted to do some kind of an altar, so that piece came together really, really quickly. I also was referencing and thinking of this Roald Dahl show called Way Out, and this episode was called Sideshow, I believe.
Cassandra! And there she is,
Beautiful Cassandra. At least she was beautiful until she lost her head.
She is 100% a human body in a dress, and she's chained to an electric chair and has this giant light bulb for a head. And so that image really stuck with me. Some other pieces, like this Kettenkrad piece here, I sat on that for probably 2 years. And then I randomly had an old trumpet, and I just decided they needed to be married, that they were meant to be together. So yeah, sometimes it's instant, and sometimes things just sit in the studio for a couple of years while I just kind of marinate. There's this moment that happens sometimes where I see, like, though they're two totally disparate items, they look like they just belong together. And like, I'm not just forcing two items together and just tacking them together, but that they look like they belong together. But sometimes it takes a couple years. Sometimes I am stuck with that piece. So like, I have this fan that I just found. I think that's just a wonderful, beautiful antique. And I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it yet. The fact that I'm kind of having to force it so much kind of tells me I need to wait for something else to come along, and then I'll have that aha moment. So here's my little tiny art room, but it serves me. There's usually doll parts laying everywhere. It's right now just heads mostly, and various disembodied toys and heads and whatnot. So I guess it's kind of unofficially the morgue. So yeah, so this piece I just started working on about a week ago. This is another thing that I sat on I forgot I even had this actually, this lab counter. And I really like kind of old analog type of stuff. I like the idea of things that have no function or make no sense, like Rube Goldberg devices sometimes. How it's just, you know, the most complicated machine for the most menial task. People ask, where do you get all your ideas? And I get them from everything around me. So I just like to have weird things surrounding me. So I like things that have humor in them, irony. I understand why people think I have a dark aesthetic or that it's a little creepy, and that's fine if that's what people get out of it. But for me, that's usually just kind of what I find humorous or beautiful. I have a dark sense of humor. I just tend to gravitate towards things like that, and I think those things are beautiful and funny.
And that story was put together by arts reporter Beth Accomando. You can stream our content anytime on the KPBS YouTube page, and that's also where we live stream KPBS Evening Edition, weeknights at 5. In a dozen years, San Diego wants to reach net zero emissions. That would mean a big change to the way that all of us live and get around. But is it actually going to happen? Jacob Ayer has a status check on where things stand.
The draft of San Diego's Climate Action Implementation Plan includes 6 strategies to reach the net zero goal, from cutting natural gas emissions from buildings across the city and providing public access to clean and renewable energy, to improving transit options that don't involve cars and waste reduction. The plan also calls for restoring green spaces and pursuing further technological advancements to improve the climate.
So we are cautiously optimistic because even though the plan is finally out, it's still missing important deadlines and benchmarks, as well as costs for many of its actions.
The Climate Action Campaign is suing the city over its lack of climate action deadlines. Brenda Garcia Millan is a researcher with the group and says specific steps in the plan are crucial.
To show its residents that it's actually committed not only to fight the climate crisis, but to actually address the most pressing needs of communities.
She says some of those pressing needs include addressing pollution and the impacts of more extreme weather events. But Mayor Todd Gloria pushes back on the notion it doesn't provide detail.
The implementation plan becomes very specific, and you get to the department and awful of how we're going to take those lofty goals and make them real.
Garcia Millan says the city needs hard deadlines in funding to implement its climate goals, or it won't make its 2035 target for net zero emissions.
The cost of inaction will be much higher than whatever the plan ends up costing the city.
Gloria says San Diego has already added electric vehicles to its fleet rolled out organic waste recycling, and transitioned city accounts to renewable energy, which are all part of the climate action plan. He also says the implementation plan will continue to be updated, and he hopes other communities will follow suit.
When innovation occurs, we want to immediately thread that into our plans so we can take advantage of that. When we find roadblocks that are going to slow things down, we need to be dynamic and be able to respond to that as well. So this document will continue to be refined throughout its life.
The city's Environment Committee will discuss the implementation plan on March 9th. Garcia Millán says her organization will be rallying at City Hall that day to make sure tangible steps are being taken to meet San Diego's 2035 net zero goal. Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
Thunderous window-rattling booms have recently been heard and felt across San Diego. And while military officials have not confirmed if they were involved, a local aerodynamics expert offers one possible explanation. KPBS military reporter Andrew Dyer has more.
Now, when an airplane starts flying supersonically, there's a very defined line of a shock wave, a shock cone, and you hear it much more clearly.
Joseph Katz is an aerospace engineering professor at San Diego State who uses a supersonic wind tunnel to test the aerodynamic properties of aircraft. Katz says that supersonic aircraft are likely suspects whenever shockwaves are felt and heard across San Diego County. Katz explains that a jet flying faster than sound will drag a cone of disturbed air behind it, which is one reason people from North County to the South Bay might experience the same intensity of shock versus the localized explosions often heard from Camp Pendleton.
If it's an explosion, then it decays with the distance, okay? If it's an airplane, then it's the same strength following through, but it's going to be a very narrow line when the airplane goes through. So it will follow the airplane flight path.
Military officials have not offered any explanation for the booms heard Friday or Monday, although a Marine Corps official said routine flight operations are conducted daily. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.
We hope that you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Thanks for joining us.